Hi everybody, this is going to start off our little sessions where we're going to start talking to experts. Today luckily we have John Rountree with us. He is a firearms expert extraordinaire.
No, I started collecting in 1954 when I found a Francis Bannerman catalog, which used to be a military goods house in New York at 501 Broadway. And I thought this company must be out of business because it was an old catalog. I sent them a letter. I got a postcard back that said store hours are. Walked up to 501 Broadway and it was full of Civil War and Spanish-American War stuff.
So we have some firearms here from a client, and we're just wondering what's what. We have no idea. We're just looking whether stuff's new to maybe look old or.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
I have a Percussion Musket here, which is European, and it's dated 1835, and it looks to me very much like what was called a Potsdam musket, which is a Prussian type musket. It originally was a Flintlock. Okay, you can see here where the Flintlock frizzen spring and frizzen were removed, and the breech has been replaced with a percussion breech, and it's probably about 75 caliber. We can check it out. It's pretty big. It's up to there. It's about 75 caliber. Yeah.
So with that,
I would take a round ball, approximately a little bit smaller than that size. Yeah, that's a nice Potsdam style musket. Okay, we have another gun that could have been converted from flint. This more than likely could have been converted from flint because this is a very simple type conversion where they just drilled the hole out and screwed in the drum and changed the hammer. It looks rifled. It's a rather heavy barrel. Again, this is a much smaller caliber, about 42 caliber. Okay, and very heavy, very heavy. Little patch box on it, but very typical of 1850s American. Yeah, and the conversion a little bit later. First we open the bolt, make sure it's safe. Looks like a Winchester 52. That's the safety, which is on, and we turn it off. Oh, there we go, it's stiff. This looks like a Winchester Model 52. I'm not sure. Yeah, Model 52. It's extremely accurate target rifle, and Winchester made a lot of these. You found them in a lot of rifle clubs during the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s. Almost every town had a little rifle club with it, and this was a very popular gun. It was quite accurate. It's got a nice Lyman rear sight, peep sight, with adjustable aperture to let different amounts of light through, and it has a mount for scope too. But this is definitely a target gun, and it's in good condition. The stock is in excellent condition, hasn't been battered. You have to check the barrel to see how the rifling is, but from the outside it probably is pretty good inside. Now this is a Reproduction Flintlock pistol. Most of them are made in Italy or in Spain, of the Reproduction. It's a copy of a Kentucky type pistol, which was a Flintlock. You can see the flint in the lock here. The flint strikes the frizzen, and I always check these, make sure they're not loaded.
It's an old round. Oh, okay.
What happens basically is the frizzen flips open and the sparks go down into the pan, and you get your powder, and the pan burns off through a very tiny little hole called touch hole into the main charge bolt. Okay, let's take a look at this. This looks like a Remington. Yep, a Remington 1858 Army type pistol. If you notice, it's a top strap here. As far as I'm concerned, this was the basis of the modern revolver today. You'll look at a modern revolver, it has a top strap, it has everything. This was one of the best revolvers made during the Civil War. The nice thing about the Remington was you could pop the cylinder out and drop a spare cylinder in a couple seconds. Now this one is marked 115,601. So it was made late in the Civil War, towards the end of the Civil War, because he made over 100,000. Well, the bore is very strong. This gun would be shootable. Here we have a Underhammer pistol, and it's probably American because that was a typical American, yeah. Bacon Company, Norwich, Connecticut. Basically, it was an Underhammer which cocked this way underneath. You loaded it just like a regular percussion. This would fire it, yeah.
And you wouldn't have to worry about when you pulled the trigger, the cap would fall out? Because it's underneath?
You know, you say that, and that's interesting, because that was one of the problems. The cap would fall off the nipple unless you squeezed it and held it on. Or you had undersized caps that would press on.
This I thought was fun. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, this looks like a Remington, manufactured by Remington, and it's, I believe, referred to as the Elliott Derringer. Elliott's patent, yeah. Lease. Yeah, I've never played with one of these, but I've seen them. Yeah. It takes 4 cartridges. The firing pin rotates. Every time you pull the trigger, it rotates. And you have 4 shots.
All right. Well, I can go on and on with John here, but for hours even. It's just great. Just like we're looking at a lamp. I could sit here and take a lamp apart and tell you where it was made, how it was made, what parts are from what. John's doing all these guns for us. Hopefully, in another time, we're going to have a longer form conversation to hear more about the clubs and different things that John's in. So thank you, everybody, and we're going to make sure right below us, Shane's going to make a little magical thing that'll have John's contact information. If you'd like to contact John, if you have some questions about some firearms you have, or would like to monetize some of them, I'm sure he'd be happy to help.
Yep.
Great. Thanks so much.
Yep.